And Austin Shepard.
You are listening to the number one AEW podcast, the Kicking Out Podcast, a podcast about all elite wrestling, hosted by my favorite hosts, Tanner Lee, Paul Zartman, and Austin Shepard. So if you want to know everything that's going on in the world of all elite wrestling, AEW, then you need to listen to the Kicking Out Podcast. Please tell Thunder Rosa I said hello.
Don't adjust your TV sets. Yeah, we're early. That was the boss's call. I'm here. Your champ is here. Stepping in as officially, I guess I'm the host of the Kicking Out Podcast. Have you guys ever had an official host? Like, I know I've guessed, but I was pushing the buttons.
You're pushing the buttons. You're the boss.
I'm not allowed to push buttons on Thursday nights on Between Two Beards because I mess things up. But here we are.
JPJ has control issues.
So I guess to be professional, we are starting 15 minutes early per the request of Shep, which I'm not going to complain because, listen, I'm old and I got to work in the morning. So a 15-minute early kickoff, why not? But I am Pluggo, one half of Between Two Beards over on Love Wrestling, a.k.a. your Kicking Out Predictions Champion. And I am hanging out with the man who thought he was going to have an easy predictions show with me because I'm not JPJ. The Shep, a.k.a. my son, Austin Shepard.
Welcome. Thank you for filling in at the last moment, by the way. We appreciate that. We appreciate that. Tanner doesn't have a voice. He's dying. Paul's working. So I really wanted to have Tanner on so I could call him Whispers for the next 3 days. But he didn't think it was that funny.
He was yelling a lot on Wednesday. Maybe that was part of it. He was definitely yelling a lot. He was talking a lot of smack, too, about you and your lack of ability to – you ducked the champ. You ducked my Kicking Out Podcast championship celebration. I didn't get my title. I didn't get to celebrate said win. We did have a good time, though. I will say that. It was a good time.
Yes, at the last minute, I had to back out on Wednesday. I really wanted to go. The card was stacked, and it delivered. I mean, we'll get into that here in a little bit, but the card delivered. I couldn't make it at the last minute. 2 years in a row, I've had to back out the last minute. Sucks, but whatever. Yeah. I'll be there next year. Tony Khan said he's coming back for a Dynamite or Collision. I heard the crowd started chanting pay-per-view.
Yes. Tony Khan came out at the end of Dynamite, hyped up the crowd. We chanted pay-per-view. He goes, "You guys have been such a good crowd," and then he gave us 2 ROH matches, and then he brought out Orange Cassidy, and they chanted pay-per-view again. He said he's not sure how, not sure when, but we'll see, right? So who knows? We got I don't know your people, but I'm assuming that's Majin in the chat saying, "Let's go." Did you get your title? I did not get my title, Majin, so I can do this stuff, right? Yeah, so he says, "Let's go." And then Steven Chambers, who yelled at me last week's in the chat asking, "Who's this Paul character?" You know what? Your guess is as good as mine. I've heard of him. I've never seen him. He comes like he's a whisper in the wind. He's the Brock Lesnar of the Kicking Out Pod, where he just kind of comes in for a couple of things and bails. But that's okay. We love him. He's handsome. He's beautiful. I'm here filling in.
You are. We appreciate that.
It's weird. Again, have you ever had official guest host? Am I the first?
You're the first. You are the first. Absolutely.
So I was the first of the first guest host. I'm part of the first group to win the title. That's not you. We're not Kicking Out Pod. I'm just breaking all sorts of Kicking Out podcasts right now.
Well, JPJ won it first.
Right, but I was in the show. I was on the team. Beards, we're together. JPJ and I won this title when I won it. We're a group. We freebird that shit.
No, JPJ won it on his own. Remember, he put it next to the tuna fish in his.
I know he got to hold it, but
And then when we did a tornado tag, it was you and JPJ versus Tanner and I. We dominated you.
Well, JPJ, we came in that prediction as a team. We were going to pick as a team. JPJ got tanked. So all of a sudden, his strategy kind of went out the window. But I was in solidarity with him because I told him some of those picks. I was like, I don't think that's going to happen, and he was like, trust me, and I did. But that's okay. the Kicking Out Podcast Championship unofficially is back with beards because I haven't been able to physically touch it, which I think is ridiculous, Shep. I think you ducked me on Wednesday night.
You know what? I wish I could have delivered it. I really did. But I don't know. I'm actually going to South Bend on Tuesday, so we'll have to work something out on Tuesday.
Okay, I'm in South Bend as well on Tuesday because that is where I live. So if you're,
I will be in South Bend on Tuesday, late morning, early afternoon, and we'll work something out.
We'll figure it out, because I do work, but we can make it happen.
I'm not working on Tuesday, so
I'll be in Ocean for most of the day.
Oh God.
But we'll figure. What's where I work? But we'll figure it out. Right. But I was looking through your little overlays here, and I guess we have to do the Shep. What are we drinking?
I love it. It's been a while since we've talked about that.
I was like, I got me something.
I have my normal little vodka and club soda, but I've been loving this shit. This Jackson Morgan. It's a banana pudding cream.
Banana pudding cream. That does sound pretty tasty. I do like a good banana pudding. I'm drinking a nostalgic Ski Lodge winter IPA with juniper berries from Go Brewing, my favorite non-alcoholic brewing company in the game. I should definitely send these clips to them and see if they'll hook me up.
Absolutely.
Because I wonder if I could get credit for sponsor. Like, go to their website, gobrewing.com, buy something, use the promo code Pluggo for savings. And look. Majin's got it right. I think dominated you both. So that's what
we don't really care for Majin. He just shows up every week.
Listen.
And we kind of, sometimes we acknowledge him, sometimes we don't. So.
Yes. That's fair. I'll acknowledge those comments any day of the week. Take that, Paul. Indiana beating Ohio State last night. Yeah, man.
Oh,
what a man.
Game. What a game.
What was I doing last night? I was streaming like crazy. NXT Deadline. I had like 4 shows I was doing yesterday, so I just didn't really watch a ton of football. And then I happened to get done with the show I was on, and I looked at the scores, and I was like, "You beat Ohio State. Good for them." My Irish got screwed today, but that's okay.
That was sad. That's tough.
Listen,
I'm not a Notre Dame fan, but that's tough.
Listen. I am of the ilk that Miami should have got in, Notre Dame should have got in, Alabama should have got in. I don't listen. The committee can tell me everything they want, but you don't have us firmly in there every week of the playoff rankings, and then just magically last when nobody played. But hey, we should have won those games. I do think it's a soft move that we're not playing in a bowl game, though. I do think that's kind of shitty. I will say that.
That was about an hour after they came out.
I think that's
your coach came out and said we're not going to play a bowl game.
I think that's really crappy. Now, I understand that probably guys like Jeremiah Love and DeJarian Price and all those guys wouldn't play because they want to get ready for the NFL, but at least give them the chance to play in their last game. But hey,
do you think Alabama got favored because they're in the SEC and ESPN?
100%. I think Alabama got favored because they're SEC. Now, listen, I don't think we should penalize teams for playing in conference championship games. I don't think you should have penalized BYU, but they set them up to fail last week. That was when they left them out of the playoffs. I think that the committee didn't want to open up the Pandora's box of leaving a team that played in the conference championship out, and also not having an ACC team in there because that's what the design was for. But they tweaked everything after last year because everybody was mad. They tweaked it so it didn't have to be those 4 champions get buys because they didn't like that. So and now they're talking about tweaking it again. It's like, you guys you don't know what you're doing yet. You haven't quite figured it out. If we go to 16 teams, the 17 through 20 teams are going to be mad. It doesn't matter. College football is never equal across any plane. It doesn't matter what you do. And I don't want to hear that Notre Dame should join a conference because that would make it tougher because there's 5 teams in that playoff right now that didn't play in a conference championship game. So, but hey,
I just don't like, and I'm not a Notre Dame fan. I'm the farthest thing from a Notre Dame fan.
Oh, I know.
But I just don't like how the SEC gets from ESPN.
They do. ESPN owns them.
Yeah, and it's just like that's all you hear about. And I feel like they got a little preferential treatment with 3 losses, got dominated in their conference championship game. and all of a sudden, go ahead.
You
go play Oklahoma.
The fact that the fact that Alabama didn't drop it all is troublesome. But I mean, again, if you want to open up that floodgate to say your number one team, your number one seed in your SEC rankings, which was Alabama, is out because they played that game and they would have been in it. They need to come up with something because the conference championship model is broken. The bowl game system is broken. The calendar's broken. It's a hot mess across the board. We're seeing like 4 and 8 teams and 5 and 7 teams make bowl games because people are dropping like flies because they don't want to play them. It's just a huge mess. They need to figure it out. But either way you shake it, no one's going to be happy. But yeah, Stephen Chambers saying that Alabama had 3 losses. Come on now. Notre Dame got robbed. Notre Dame got robbed. I 100% think they got robbed. I think Alabama should have been in there, even the 3 losses, because, again, it's a conference championship. You can't – because then what would happen next year if Alabama got dropped from the playoffs for playing in that conference championship game? They would say, we're just not going to go. We're just not going to play it. Just give the championship to Georgia.
Yeah, but you know what, though? It's different, though, because – Alabama didn't even contend in that game.
No, they saw it was gross. It was an ugly game, 100%.
Yeah.
So listen, they're not one of the 12 best teams in the nation right now, 100%. But they're in the SEC, and the SEC is the best conference in the country according to everybody. Even though the Big Ten has, the 3 of the top 5 right now. Feel bad for maybe Notre Dame ought to. No, they don't need to go to a conference. I actually believe that more schools should go independent. I actually think Alabama doesn't need the SEC. Ohio State doesn't need the Big Ten. They would be fine without them. I think that if they went to a conference, then, I don't think it would be any different. You want them so they'll just win the ACC every year? The only real test in the ACC right now is Miami.
Yeah.
So, okay. Whatever. Either way, I don't know, Shep, if you want to keep talking football on a AEW wrestling podcast, but
we can talk whatever.
I could go
That's the best thing about KOP is we have zero structure, and we can talk whatever. We can talk anything from college football to high school, high school football, college football. We can even talk about college strippers. I don't care. We can talk about it all. And Majid, I did not see the score of the Florida Panthers game last night. So whatever was it 6-7?
6-7. Was it hockey? Hockey. I try every year. I do this thing every year where I tell myself I'm going to get into hockey. I'm going to watch more. I go for the first week of the year. I watch games like I'm into it, and then I just completely, when basketball starts, I just completely fall by the wayside. And then when playoffs start, I'm like, oh yeah, playoff hockey's fun. So yeah,
damn it, it was 6-7. We got it.
Stephanie's in the house. Hey guys, Stephanie is here.
Hi, Steffi. You're more of an NBA guy? You like the NBA?
Yeah, I'll watch NBA college basketball. I just like basketball, so I'll put on a basketball game before I put on a hockey game.
All right, that's fair enough. I appreciate it. Yeah. All right, hey, let's talk about what's that thing we're here for? That AEW shit.
Yeah. So I guess that's why you invited me to host. Was that AEW had a couple of shows this week. The Continental Classic is off and running, and I even took the initiative on my first gig as guest host. I feel like those sports and like when Colin Cowherd takes the week off, and then like Gottlieb's in there. Even though I hate Doug Gottlieb, but I'm like, I want to try hard. Doug Gottlieb's a piece of shit. Sorry, I'll say
not a fan.
If he ever comes across this clip, so be it. If Doug Gottlieb doesn't like me, well, oh well. I could live. But we have Continental Classic action, and here's the updated standings, Shep. You got Kyle Fletcher leading with 6 points in the Gold League, and Takeshita leading with 6 points in the Blue League. And the biggest news of the week is that Darby Allin announced last night on Collision that he is officially injured and out of the Continental Classic, and Jungle Jack Perry, Bear Grylls extraordinaire, is taking his place.
Is that bigger news than Mox losing 2 in a row?
That Darby, because Darby said last night, I don't know if you watched Collision, I watched it because I knew we would be talking C2 today, so I kind of wanted to see how the Mox and Takeshita thing went down. Darby, the biggest news for me was that Darby said that when he was wrestling that match with Kevin Knight, that was the most scared he's ever been in his life.
Wow.
Because his legs didn't work all of a sudden, or he had like leg issues. But that
says a lot for Darby.
Like again, he climbed Mount Everest. He got hit by a bus. He's been set on fire. But wrestling Kevin Knight scared him. But Mox lost it to Takeshita. It was a good match. It was a solid match. Like I really enjoyed it. But yeah, and as you guys, as Tanner put in the little like title here, Jon Moxley keeps losing. Where does it end, Shep? Where does the losing end for old Jon Moxley?
Hey, I've been saying this for a year now. It's time for Mox to take a break. Okay? If you remember back, he was supposed to take a honeymoon with Renee or some type of vacation.
Yeah, after Punk stuff. Yeah.
And Punk did his thing, got hurt, whatever, left. Next thing you know, Mox showed up on Wednesday like, all right, I'm a company man. I'm here. I'll put my vacation away. He has still never left. He's still never taken time off.
No.
And a lot of people say the Death Riders are going to split. I say the Death Riders are going to kick Mox out, and Claudio might be your new leader.
I mean, that's looking like it. Even though he lost on Saturday.
I would say with Claudio winning that CMLL title, beating and bloodying Mox on Wednesday, I could see at the end of this Continental Classic the Death Riders splitting from Mox and Mox taking some time off. He's due. He has never taken any time off since this company has started with him. So it's time. And maybe we get I don't know how you rework Mox. His character is so real because that's the way he lives his life, right? So I don't know how you rework his character, but you give him some time off and you figure it out.
If I was them, Mox taking I think the idea that he took over this group and he's elevated, and I talked about this I think with JPJ on Thursday. Like Mox has done it. He took under Marina Shafir, Claudio Pac, and initially I think it was then they courted Wheeler. Like Wheeler was their guy that they got, the young guy, and now they got Danny. I think like he's elevated those people. Like that was the goal. Like I'm going to elevate this group. Like Marina's killing it right now. So I think you could. I think in true Death Riders fashion, you got to beat him out. Like you got to beat him up and kick him out of the group, right? You got to Danielson him, right? You have to.
You got to put a bag over his head and go.
Which then when Mox would maybe, and Steven's saying Revolution, whatever time, if it's World's End, Revolution, whenever you want to kick Mox out of the group, whenever it happens, you kick him out of the group, he gets his beat down, he goes away for a couple months, he comes back, and he goes, you know what, I respected them because that's what I would have done. I did my job with the Death Riders, and now I'm going to, or whatever. I think that there could be a way that you mutually, respectfully, leave each other, because I personally don't want to see the Death Riders kick him out of the group and then he venges to get all of them because Mox is going to beat them all and then he destroys the Death Riders, because what would be the point of building up this group that's kicking Mox out, But they probably will do. They probably will do that. I mean, because it's an easy trope to do. But I would like him to just be like, kind of like Danielson's like, you know what, I'm just done. I'm out. They beat me up. I don't want anything to do with them. I'm not trying to avenge the loss here. That's a dangerous group. I'm going to go chase my titles and let them do what they do, and we'll see each other when we see each other.
And I think that's the only way Mox can do it, because, you could put him in the world title picture. But for him to go back and go through the Death Riders one by one could be redundant. So
and then what? So then Mox beats him. So then we prove that Mox is better than them, which we already knew. Like we already assumed that there's levels. Mox is one of the top guys in the company. Steven's saying that Kingston saving Mox getting out of the death. Yeah, man, maybe. Eddie cut a pretty passionate promo last night too on a Collision. He wants to get AEW back to the way it was.
His promos I know we're gonna get sidetracked here, and that's what we do on KOP.
No, rabbit hole.
We go from one topic to the other. But
yeah.
his promo Wednesday, and then his promo last night is just he literally lives his character.
Oh,
right?
Oh yeah, he's 100%. Like
there's like Eddie Kingston sitting at home right now, and if he was watching us, he's yelling at us because we're saying he lives his character, and he's going, "Fuck you. This is my life." Right?
Yeah. This isn't a character to him.
This isn't a character. I'm not a character.
How did Wednesday play on TV? Because we were Tanner and I were there, so obviously the crowd was really into Eddie's side of it and giving Joe the business. I just wonder how it looked and presented on TV.
It presented way better for Eddie than Joe.
Okay, and I think that was probably by design because I definitely felt like Eddie won the promo battle for sure. But I also think they're trying to sell me a ticket that Eddie Kingston could beat Samoa Joe on Wednesday. I don't
think it's going to happen.
I mean, then again, you also thought that Darby Allin was going to beat Pac.
Really?
Oh
really?
Yeah. Hey, come on! Did you not think I was going to come here and make some? He's gonna leave.
No.
He's gonna quit the show.
No, I had to blow my nose.
We should have put Photoshop my face onto one of those little kicking out pod guys in the corner. Which one would you have rather me photoshopped my face on?
Definitely Paul's.
Definitely Paul's. That's messed up. Definitely Paul's. Are you sure Tanner's not just playing hooky because like the Broncos are playing or something?
No, that was last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, they didn't play today.
Yeah, actually, I think they played early. I don't know.
Who knows?
No, but back to
Eddie. To Eddie.
Back to Eddie. I don't see him winning on Wednesday.
No.
But I feel that his character over the next 6 months and what they're going to do with him, I feel like he's going to be in the main title picture for a while. You're going to get some real promos. You're going to get him calling some people out. When I say calling people out, the way he called Samoa Joe out, like, look, Samoa Joe, you were one of those guys talking shit about the veterans back in the day, and now you're one of them, right?
Yep.
So I feel like he can take that aspect, and whoever is the world title picture or that group, I think he can go with that aspect.
Yeah, why not have somebody on screen that's kind of steering into maybe some of the IWC haters? Like, why not have Eddie be the guy that's like calling out like these young guys for not putting in the work? Why not? Like, it's a fun little thing. It's good even when you don't have those haters to just have something. He's like, I want AEW to be like it used to be, and it used to mean something to be in these spots. And these young guys and Samoa Joes are taking it for granted. Like, I'm all for it. Majin would like to know, so Pluggo, when do you get the title? Are you still going to NWO it? I don't know when I'm getting it. It's up to Shep. I mean, he's definitely, he is 1,000% ducking me. I have a feeling he said he's going to be in my neck of the woods on Tuesday. All of a sudden, I'm sure something's going to come up where he's got to rearrange a spice rack or do his hair or something. Like,
I
gotta refill his blinker fluid in his car or something.
I got a massage appointment up there that,
Oh, yeah? No, I don't know. Am I sure? Do I want that belt after your massage appointment?
Hey, she's very gentle.
Oh, well, I hope so. But yeah, Eddie Kingston, winner's coming versus Samoa Joe. I don't think he's winning, but it would be, I don't know how they do it. I think he's going to have a heck of a match, though.
Yeah. Well, Eddie has a style of match that works well for Joe. I think it'll be a very stiff match, strong style, or whatever you want to call it. Eddie's not going to be the guy that's going to be flying off the top of the rope doing a moonsault. But
that would be dope. That would be dope, to be honest.
If Eddie does a moonsault, that'd be great.
Yeah. I think he should win. Just if he pulls off a moonsault, they should pull the trigger and just let him win.
But yeah, it'll be a good. That'll be a good main event. It'll be a good main event on Wednesday.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I think Eddie's fine. Eddie always sells me a ticket in these big matches. He's a great talker. I'm sure Hook will get involved. I'm sure the Shibata will get involved. I'm sure it'll be a schmozzy finish, but we'll get a good match out of the deal. Yeah, so there you go. Pluggo with the middle finger. Yes, the Chambers wants me to do a middle finger graphic. So maybe we could, like I could just be like, KOP Pluggo takeover. You know what I'm saying? Whoa.
I mean,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, as long as you take Paul's place in the middle, it's perfect.
Why? Well, poor Paul. What did Paul ever do besides be an absolute saint?
We pick on Paul way too much.
Although I will tell you this, I have noticed this more and more as I hang out with the KOP boys. Paul has a tendency to like take my side, but then immediately throw me under the bus in our group chat where he's like, Tanner, did you hear what he was saying about you? It's like, wait a minute. Whose side are you on?
Oh, you never know if Paul's going to be a heel or a face.
That's what I never know. I'm like, dude, wait a minute. I thought we were cool, man. I was putting you over. And then you're like, Tanner, he called you an elf.
That's good stuff. Good stuff.
Don't worry. It's not KOP exclusive. I talked some shit on Beards this week too in the open.
I heard. I haven't watched it, but I heard.
Apparently, yeah, because you're ducking me. Anything I'm on. I've been on 75 streams this week, and you ain't said a word.
I did not make the Beards this week because we had a basketball. We had a high school basketball game we had to go to. So
very nice. Well, you better make Beards this week. We got a good one. I can't spoil anything yet. You'll just have to pay attention to Between Two Beards on social media. But we've got a fun little guest coming on. We got Racina's retiring, and we've got a guest debuting. It's just how we roll.
I love it. I will be watching Beards on Thursday. I will make it a point.
And I will be saying, where's my belt, Shep? Hopefully I have it by Thursday. Hopefully I can wear it.
Hopefully you have it. And then I will also, usually when I join Beards, I always agree with JPJ and not you.
Oh, I'm aware. I'm fully aware of how this goes. I get it. JPJ makes excellent points. I make crazy points. But what did you so again, when I talked about the Dynamite episode, I have not watched it. I was there, so I didn't so I saw it from the, fan perspective, not the TV perspective. What else from Dynamite did stick out to old Shep?
Let's talk about that women's tag team quarterfinals. My quarterfinals, right?
Semifinals. Tag team Timeless Love Bombs versus Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir in a
death match.
Holiday death match. Because there was Christmas presents, Santa Claus was there. There was a little bit of blood. I had more blood on Wednesday than they did in that whole match. I promise you.
I was shocked. I thought it would be a little bloodier than what it was.
I did too. I thought coming off the heels of Blood and Guts, though, as I thought about it, I was like, that's probably the right call. Maybe don't go crazy Blood and Guts style. We just saw that. Maybe they are lessening the amount of like bloody stuff. Because I know Mox bled that night too, which we'll talk about. But I should say the Timeless Love Bombs cannot win these titles. Where are you at with it, Shep?
Wow. I think they're the favorites, aren't they?
They definitely are the favorites, but I think it's close because I love Willow and Harley. I absolutely adore Harley Cameron. She's one of my favorites, but
I think Willow's just been a gamer.
Willow's the best too, yeah.
Last 18 months, she's been a gamer in this promotion. And she'll do anything and everything you ask. But I just feel that the way Tony's been, it's put the belt on her. She'll elevate the tag team titles right off the bat because it's her. So I love them winning it. I love Willow winning it too, just because I think she deserves it. She's worked her ass off. But what's going to do better for the company? Better for the company is going to be Tony Storm.
Tony and Mina, yeah. Tony and Mina win it because that's your big draw. That's your biggest women's draw. She's number 2 in the PWI top 250. She's your 4-time women's champ. But if you wanted to do something crazy, Harley Cameron getting the pin and winning those titles for the Bay of the Rap would be a huge moment and a big moment. I'm surprised that they went face and face in the finals. This is not how I had my bracket falling. I thought for sure we'd see maybe Sisters of Sin get around. Hell, I thought Mercedes and Athena might get at least into the semis here. but they did not. So now we're at the finals, and I'm just like, holy shit! Like, what do we do here? Because both of these teams are beloved by everybody.
And I think everybody going into this bracket thought those are your winners, both teams. Like either one of these teams are going to be a winner. Now all of a sudden they're facing each other in the finals. And again, I just give the edge to Toni Storm because of who she is.
Sure.
And I think it elevates them. You know, this is a new belt in AEW. We have a lot of belts in AEW.
We certainly do.
We have a lot of belts. But to have a women's tag title, which is another company has been around for a while. So it's time for AEW to do it. I think they're going to put it on their number one star. So.
Sure. All I'm going to ask is that they keep the energy that they've put into this after the win. I want to see them titles defended. I want to see a women's tag division booked strongly. I want to see it continue because they've done a great job with this tournament. They've done a good job of telling these stories. Yeah, Triangle of Madness, I thought that was maybe a layup with the third, the involvement of Tekla. I thought, they could outnumber people, but Steven Chambers, don't you dare say Madness, whatever. I think I said Mercedes. I was about to go off. Don't talk. I'm not Paul. Paul doesn't like Mercedes. I like Mercedes.
Oh, well, hey, she's down a belt after last night.
After Friday night.
Friday night, sorry.
Yeah, she lost.
It is Sunday, isn't it?
It is Sunday. Yeah, final. Sunday. I did sit and watch Final Battle. She lost to Red Velvet in a really good match, and it started this. I really liked Mercedes on Saturdays. Her intensity with Layla Gray, the way she wasn't messing around. She just went straight in, kicked her ass, and kept kicking her ass. She kicked Christopher Daniels right in the penis.
I like Layla Gray. I think Layla Gray.
I do too.
She's got some potential. She really does.
Sure, she's good too, but she's not quite at Mercedes level, so I kind of like the way they did it. But giving her the opportunity to face Mercedes even in the slightest put some more eyes on her.
Definitely.
A win would help the Babes of Wrath more than the Timeless Wild Bombs. I don't disagree there, but to Shep's point, I don't agree with Shep very often. You want to put a brand new belt on the biggest stars you can, so that it means something.
Yeah.
Means a little bit more. And I'm not saying Willow and Harley aren't fantastic, but Toni Storm is, in many circles, one of the best women's wrestlers on the planet. So, and that's not just me saying that. That's PWI saying it.
Well, and you look at back at I always remember Willow power bombing Ty Mello, right? Wasn't it Ty Mello? Power bombed her off the stage and missed the table by 5 feet.
That happens.
You
can cope. There's some botches throughout wrestling. It happens, but wait, Steven, your chat's wild, man. I'm not used to. It's gonna be a no contest fatal 4-way ladder match for the tag titles at World's End. How do you get the 4? Just all 4 women for themselves, or are you gonna add in the 2 teams, Steven? I'm intrigued. Please elaborate, because I'm like, huh? How do we get there? But I don't think they would do a no. When is that match at Winter's Coming? That's going to be next week, because they did a promo yesterday.
It's going to be Wednesday.
Yeah, they did a promo, so that'll be at Winter's End, Winter's Coming. Remember when they used to do the Winter's Coming just for Sting?
That is true.
Good old Stinger.
It's Sting.
It's Sting, and then that would just be him and it'd be cold in winter. But no, that's where he debuted, was a Winter's Coming, the old Stinger, man. I believe so. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that was Daly's place in Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah.
When it was 80 degrees.
And they're like, Winter's Coming, and there's snow in the building. That was a fun time.
Yeah.
That was a fun time.
I'm going to Daly's place soon, hopefully.
Are you? You'll go to Daly's place, but not Fisher's Event Center, which is down the road from you. I drove with one hand, Shep. I drove with one hand bleeding. I couldn't even clap. I had to go like this.
Well, you didn't pick me up on the way. I couldn't make it.
I stabbed myself in the hand. I was bleeding out. I was like, I can't miss Dynamite.
Well, I mean, you bled more than Mox, so.
I'm telling you, I might have. It might have been close. But before we talk about Mox and Claudio, we got to talk about...
Majin's being a smartass, by the way.
He'll go to Daly's place, but not the Tokyo Dome.
I want to go. I want to go. My all time and Pluggo. I don't know if you've ever watched our show.
No, never seen an episode ever. No.
But my holy grail is I want to go to Wrestle Kingdom 2 nights in January in the Tokyo Dome. I get up in January 5th and 6th or 4th and 5th or whenever it is this year. I literally get up at 4 a.m. and I come in front of the TV. I get a cup of coffee because I can't drink before work. And I literally start watching the Tokyo Dome both nights. And I Wrestle Kingdom both nights. And it's right there with WrestleMania with me. So,
I got to be honest. That surprises me coming from you. Nice. Yeah. Good pull. I don't watch as much New Japan as I should maybe, but there's just only so much time in a given day, in the given week. So,
I used to watch a lot more.
But Wrestle Kingdom's always one that I make sure that if I don't watch, which I don't never have watched it live because I don't get up that early for hardly anything, but I will watch it, or at least definitely watch the matches that I'm. So he gets up in his glitch and drinks his coffee. Get up in your glitch. Get up in your glitch, Majin says. What's a glitch?
Seems kind of personal.
That seems very personal for a wrestling podcast.
Yeah. No, I do get up and I'm excited because I think obviously Takoshne is going to have a very prominent role in Wrestle Kingdom this year.
As your winner of the C2?
Yeah.
Is he gonna,
You know, he won the he
going to beat Okada at World's End and then go on to Wrestle Kingdom as a double champ?
I think so. So
I don't see it. There's nothing wrong. Takeshita is one of my favorite wrestlers on the planet. He's so good. He's so talented. I survived a headlock from him once, so I could say that I've beat Takeshita. Well, we have unfinished business, Takeshita and I. But yeah, he put me in a headlock once, and I got out of it. So.
I got to watch Takeshita back in the Warrior Wrestling days. One of the last shows at the South Bend Bendix Arena. Am I saying that?
I was there probably.
I was there too.
I was there. Yeah, I got a signed Takeshita. My Warrior Wrestling posters right there. It's got probably Takeshi's signature on it. Which one? I got a couple.
I saw 2 shows there in that arena, which I think is a great arena. I was there at both shows. I didn't obviously know you at the time, but
no, but I was also there. So we probably were crossing paths and didn't even realize that I was there for. When Osprey was there, when Swerve was there, Athena was at one, Thunder Rosa. Yep. That's where I got the clip at the beginning of Between Two Beards, Thunder Rosa. I was sitting right in front of her merch table, and it was Osprey and Blake Christian were having a banger. And I could hear in the background. I walked up to her and I was like, hey, listen, this would be cool if I could get this just for our show. You're one of our. I was on her little vlog too. And like the whole camera thing, when she goes like that. 100%, I didn't know what I was doing. She's like, "You're gonna put the flashlight on," and I blinded her. And then she cut a hell of a promo for us. So
nice.
Newly single Thunder Rosa.
Newly single.
That's sad. I'm sorry, Thunder.
I hope you're doing well, Thunder. If you ever need anybody to cope, just ask Mama Wayne. I'm a good coper. Okay.
You're a good coper, Adam Coper.
Yeah,
Adam Coper.
I'm a good. She likes. Hey, Mama Wayne likes to snuggle.
But hey, did you see that Warrior Wrestling is back?
It is back.
They had their return show this past Friday. I'm waiting for them to upload it so I can watch it. But
and they got another one in January at a brewery in Chicago, correct?
Yeah, I think so. I would have loved to have gone to it, but I definitely already did the Dynamite thing, so it's like I can't go out of town twice in a week. I got to be smart, especially around Christmas time. I got all these kids, man. You know how much that shit cost?
A lot.
Every day. It's like, what are we buying for the kids, man? I thought we were keeping it light, and every day it's something new.
No, you got to take a loan out for Christmas nowadays. You really do.
Oh, I'm telling you. I just paid off for last year's Christmas on a credit card.
No, back to Warrior Wrestling, though. The final show was Vikingo in a 3-way match.
Yep.
I remember seeing that
where he jumped off of the
side railing or whatever.
I was sitting right there.
Yeah, well, I was the fat guy crossed on the front row on the other side, with the guy with the hoodie on that looked like a Unabomber. That's one of my friends. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, but I was sitting where Vikingo jumped off. My seats were like right there. So yeah, we were there.
What a great arena to have a wrestling show in, by the way.
Yeah, and they redid it, so it's even nicer than it used to be, which, I don't know why more shows don't run there. It's probably, I would imagine, a cost thing. I'm sure it's not super cheap, the Century Center, but it is a good place to have a show.
Yeah, I remember Buddy Matthews, Mike Santana.
Then
he's in TNA now, but the champion at the time was the little dude with the pink.
Casey Navarro.
Casey Navarro.
With
Frank the Clown.
Frank
the Clown. He wore more annoying shoes than Don Callis.
Frank the Clown, that bum. I got some pictures for they were making fun of me once when I got my picture with them. But I miss. I hope they come back around this way. I'm glad to see that they decided, because for a while there I was like, where'd they go? And then they were doing the Pro Wrestling Ventures thing, and they were called something different. I think they were like, we got to bring Warrior back, and it's smart.
It's a good deal. I mean, a lot of guys have worked for Warrior back in the day. I remember the Briscoe brothers worked for Warrior. And Ospreay actually wore the Warrior belt on Wrestle Kingdom about 3-4 years ago. He came out with the Warrior belt on in the Tokyo Dome. So kind of a good little rub for the Warrior promotion.
Oh, heck yeah. No, that was a good time. Bring it back around here, we'll go. If they bring it back around here,
bring it back to the South Bend. Is it Bendix Arena? Am I saying
Bendix Arena in the Century, as part of the Century Center,
Yeah, so good.
Definitely.
Such a cool place. And by the way, there's a great dive bar about a block and a half away. Coney Island Dive Bar, I think it's called, or whatever. I mean, it's a shithole, but man, they make good drinks.
There's a few dive bars in that area. It's downtown South Bend. There's a few bars.
Yeah.
I may or may not have partaken in a few of those back in my day, but any update on Ospreay? No, I haven't seen anything, but I mean, I know he was way more injured than Swerve was, so he'll be out probably for a while.
I think you got another 6 months of Ospreay being out with that kind of surgery he had.
At least. If I'm AEW, if I'm Will Ospreay with all the money I've invested in him, I don't rush it. I just let it, because right now you don't necessarily need him. They're cooking. The Continental Class is going. Swerve just came back, so he's going to take a lot of the load off of the main event scene. Just let him heal up all nice and tight, and boom, we'll be back doing.
Let him heal, and you got guys that you're going to push right now, like Kyle Fletcher. I think Kyle Fletcher is a unbelievable superstar.
Yeah, that match Kevin Knight had on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Woo! I told Tanner, I looked at him, I said, I don't know what the statuses are of these two gentlemen's contracts, but if I'm Tony Khan, I say, hey, what's it going to take to just keep you in the fold? I don't even want you to think.
You're not letting either one of them guys go.
Yeah, I don't think you want to let them go anywhere ever, even think about it for a while. So, and especially Kyle Fletcher, I mean, he's a little bit more further along in his AEW career than Kevin Knight is, but man, that match was so good. I hope you guys had as much fun watching it as we did, like being there. It was some of the best wrestling. We got lucky, man. We were eating so good on Wednesday. I was looking at this car. I was like, Jesus, like all these matches are great, and then the ROH stuff wasn't bad either because they were hyping up Final Battle. So we got some we got some fun ROH stuff as well.
So let's talk about that main event on Wednesday.
Sure. Sure.
I want your take on it. You
part?
You saw it live in person.
Yes.
I watched it on television.
You see me on television? I was standing right next.
I did see you. I don't believe I saw Tanner. I mean, Tanner's short though.
We were sitting next to each other, so I'm surprised he didn't make it in the frame. I don't do the whole like video record thing. I try to live in those moments as best I can. So I didn't. But the way that where we were sitting, they came right out of the tunnel, and it was just a really cool shot with the red in the background, and then the way they kind of set everything up, it was kind of a cool shot. So it was cool to get to see that. The match ruled, of course. I didn't get a chance to listen to commentary, so I don't know how they played it off. I did hear somebody say that Danielson pretty much was like, yeah, when I was in the group, like, this is how they operate. It it's iron sharpens iron type stuff. But I loved the way, and I don't know how long the match played on TV, but at the end of it, like how Mox was just genuinely like frustrated is probably a little. Frustrated is probably the right word, because I don't want to say disappointed, but he was just like, man, I almost had. He kept walking back and I almost fucking had him. I almost had like. He's starting to get in his own head where he's just like, damn it, like, I'm losing these matches, and he's like happy for Claudio, but he's like in that moment the adrenaline's going, and he's like, fucking this guy, It was awesome, and it's cool to see Claudio get the win. I'm shocked they didn't capitalize on it, and they had him get upset on Collision.
Now, would you call that an upset on Collision?
In the world of AEW, yeah. Claudio get in the, but I know that there's. CML.
Oh, you're talking about Claudio losing on. Collision.
Yeah. I'm talking about Claudio losing. I'm surprised they didn't put a little bit more distance, like give Claudio the 6 and then maybe have him lose a couple.
I was shocked who he lost to.
Dorado, yeah, which is there's more CMLL ties to that story than AEW ties, but overall, like, I don't know, the Death Riders right now. That match, the Marina went to John first, and she kind of like looked at him, and he looked like like he just like lost his tog. And I don't know where the divide's going to happen. I don't know who's going to side with who, but I think it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming sooner than later, and I'm okay with it. I think it's ran its course. I think Claudio is going to be a great leader in that group. And Daniel Garcia and Yuta, I think, could be a really prominent tag team if you book them correctly.
Yeah.
Those two guys could be, and I know you're going to say, oh, they're two small guys. Like, they can never go up against FTR, or they never could go against Jurassic Express. But I think if you book them correctly, that could be a really prominent tag team.
They're killers, dude. They'll be fine. Yeah, they'll be good with those. I would like that. They had a good match in the ROH final battle. Garcia and Yuta. They squashed some dudes on the ROH tapings. So I think they are positioning them for a tag run.
Yeah.
And then Majid saying that Mox couldn't even look at any of them too. Yeah, because he was so frustrated and so disappointed, and it was one of those moments like, and I think we've all been there as human beings where we're just absolutely frustrated. We don't want to listen to nobody. I just got to walk this shit off. And that's what he did. Again, I don't know how much of it they showed, because where we were sitting, he came out and then he walked back to the back, and he was just the whole time, he was just like, I don't even want to talk about it. Because like he's, in his mind, he's the leader of the Death Riders. He sets the standard. He sets the example. He's the guy that, this is his baby, and he's taking losses. And what does that say to the guys underneath him that I'm not even winning? How can I expect them to win? You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, it's definitely coming. The match I thought was fantastic. I would love to see where they go with it. But again, Ed Claudio lose on Saturday. So maybe it's an overall Death Riders issue, because Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia, they won, but it was a 0-hour match. They didn't win anything at Final Battle, but they did win. So they're the only Death Riders to get a win this weekend. Well, Claudio got one over Mox, but I'm saying this weekend, yeah, they're the only Death Rider to get a win.
And then you look at Majin, the Death Riders might be his baby, but he's a threat to win in his own group. I don't know. It's all right. I think Mox needs to. I think Mox is a big enough star he can stand on his own, right? He doesn't need the Death Riders. So let the Death Riders turn on him, do what they do. I don't know if that. But the only thing is, do you think Mox is a good face? Like if you get him out of the Death Riders, is like, I mean, he can do whatever he wants, but
good tweener. He is a good tweener, and like,
yeah, I mean,
he's that type of face that isn't necessarily like white meat baby face. He's that type. He's like Stone Cold. It's apples and oranges, but he's the Stone Cold vibe of like, he'll kick your ass. He's an ass kicking baby face where we're like, hell yeah, you know what I mean? Like, Like Hangman Page burnt a house down as a babyface, right? Like,
yeah, that's true.
They don't necessarily subscribe to the John Cena's, like, eat your vitamins and say your prayers babyfaces. So, and like I said earlier, John Moxley has done the job. He elevated, like, we were forgetting how good Claudio. We all knew Claudio was good, but we were forgetting how serious and deadly that guy is until he got under the wing of Mox. Wheeler Yuta was kind of just flapping in the breeze until he was hanging out with the best friends and doing that kind of stuff. And now he's a killer under Mox. Daniel Garcia looks to finally have some direction under Mox. Marina Shafir is his best work. She was doing that remember that god awful promo she cut? Yeah, and the people were like, "Oh my god, like what are they doing? Like what?" And now look at her. She's positioned as one of the baddest women on the roster. And he did all that. So the Death Riders don't need Mox just as much as Mox now doesn't need the Death Riders. And you could just, like I said, you could keep that group together and let Mox go do Mox type things. And I think it's a win-win for everybody.
And I can see when Mox gets kicked out of the Death Riders, I can see like the following Dynamite. Could you just see him like sneaking backstage and making a sneak attack on one Death Rider at a time?
Sure.
You know what I mean?
I could see them going that route.
Yeah. And then obviously the crowd reacting and then Mox just laughing or whatever and, waddling away. It's not a waddle because he's not a fat guy like me, but strolling or however, how he struts. I guess strut is the way, just strutting away like he does after he just makes a sneak attack. I can see Mox doing that.
Masha says that Mox has the Triple H problem. Amazing heel, boring face. Well, I don't necessarily think he's a boring face. He is an amazing heel, though. But, I mean, again, it's interesting how they'll go with it because none of the Death Riders aren't going to be a babyface group. That's not a babyface group. There's no way you could sell me on that. But if they jump out Mox and they kick him out of the group, they're gonna beat him down. He's gonna take some time off. He's immediately coming back to a pop. He's gonna be a babyface just by coming back. How they handle that when he gets back. If he wants to come back and say, "Well, I'm still a killer," watch this, and he starts mowing down rosters and going after whoever may be the AEW World Champion at that point. Which right now it's Samoa Joe, so he'd be a face in that scenario. If we put it on MJF, he'd be a face in that scenario. If we put it back on Hangman, maybe he's the heel there. I don't know. It just all depends on where they decide to do it and how the cards fall.
Majid, when you say he was a boring face, were you a fan of him when Dean Ambrose was a world champion on SmackDown? Because I'm pretty sure when he was a world champion on SmackDown, he was a face.
A good run.
That was not a good run.
But they get John Moxley and Dean Ambrose, in my opinion, are two different things. Because I can guarantee you, John Moxley would be like, "You're not doing the needle bullshit." That stuff that they were doing with him in WWE was not. They didn't know what to do with him, and that's why when people are like, "He's absolutely going to go back to WWE," I don't know because I think. No. Listen, never say never. In wrestling, you never say never. The money could be just absolutely insane, and he can't say no. But at least right now, he just turned 40, so he's still young in wrestling. Like, he's getting to do what he wants, and he's portraying the character that he wants. As we've told, he's very heavily got involvement in the Death Rider storyline. I don't think he would go, "Let me just go jump back to WWE and then have them write for me," because they didn't know how to write for me before. And they're not going to give us John Moxley in WWE because WWE doesn't do that. So, yeah, we'll see. But I think Mox it's going to be interesting. And it's funny that him losing the championship has made the Death Riders a more interesting group than when they were holding it hostage.
Absolutely. Yeah. So he's done his job. Like, he's made them interesting. He's made the whole group interesting. We're invested, Obviously, we've been talking about it for the last 30 minutes. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, what else do we want to talk about?
Well, I want to talk about this. This has absolutely nothing to do with
Okay.
AEW.
This is technically your show. I just get to put.
We can do whatever the hell we want. Coming up December 13th, Saturday night's main event. John Cena's last match.
John Cena. So like this is so we could do whatever we want. Like I could push whatever this is.
Well, that's usually when I get on it. When I get on an F-bomb, like rant, Tanner will put that up. Like he's like, I'll get like when Paul like calls me out and I get all fired up on Paul and I just start dropping F-bombs. Tanner will put that up.
So we should use this one. In the news, John Cena's retiring this week. It's officially John Cena is officially retiring as of Saturday. He is facing none other than that young upstart that needed the rub, Gunther. How do you feel about that, Shep? I'm interested to hear your opinion on this.
I would have rather seen LA Knight.
Yeah. I mean, literally.
Yeah.
Sure.
And here's the deal. So after, going into this, what we saw with John Cena and Dom, Dom, which I love Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom's got a great character right now.
100%.
With the IC title, he wins it from Dom. Dom wins it back in San Diego. As soon as Dom won it back in San Diego, I immediately thought we got one more match with John, right? We have the December 13th, Saturday night's main event. The winner of this last man tournament or whatever they call it, right?
Last time is now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when he put Dom over in San Diego, I immediately thought that's him leaving the territory, right? Let's put our old school hat on. He's leaving the territory. He's putting over the next guy.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you right now, December 13th, John Cena does not lose to Gunther.
Yeah, you think he goes out on top?
He goes out on top because he already put his guy over, and his guy over was Dirty Dom.
Okay. Yeah, because that's the hot button debate is like, does he go out on it? Does he make – because the way that he explained the tournament was, I want to give an opportunity like I had coming up, a young guy. I want to put him over. I want to give opportunities on the way out, whoever's hungriest. And it turns out that it is Gunther, and he's already made. So does he need the rub of a win over Cena? No. So I think you could see where Cena's like, well, I'm going to get the win. Because it would be interesting. I'm trying to play something. I'm not a massive John Cena mark. I never have been. Listen, I respect the man for what he's done for the business. I understand but I've always rooted against him. So I'm trying to envision how this goes down. Do I want to cheer John Cena? He wins this match. Everybody goes out on a high, or do I want him to lose this match? He stays there. We still go out on a high, right? We're still going to cheer him and say, thank you, Cena. And we're all going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm torn on what I want. I would have rather it been LA Knight. And again, I feel like Gunther's getting just like this unbelievable amount of slander right now because we all know how great he is, but we just didn't want him in this position.
He's a good professional wrestler, but I don't know if I want to be the guy that just thinks we need to strap a rocket to Gunther's ass and shoot it to the moon.
Well, they've already done that. That's what I'm saying. It's like we've already done that with Gunther. He retired Goldberg. Every time Gunther's held a championship.
Hold on. You can never give him credit retiring.
Listen.
Goldberg was absolute shit. He was more shit than fucking.
No, sure. But he gets that feather in his cap because he's the one that brings it up. And he would bring up, I retired Goldberg and Cena in the same year. He would absolutely say that on a promo. Every time Gunther holds a championship, he almost eclipses whatever title reign or eclipses, they protect him very strong. They've strapped plenty of rockets to him. LA Knight's a guy that you give that rub to and we'd be like, hey, that'd be cool. But this is where we're at. It's going to be Gunther. EPW show is in the house. Everything Pro Wrestling. What's good?
Hey, EPW show. How are you doing? Good.
I got to say, I don't love that YouTube comments now are they're the ats.
Is it?
Yeah, it's just ats now. Like it says at EPW show instead of everything pro wrestling show, which is what it would say before that. But yeah, I don't know why they changed that up. We're here at Gunther. I think Gunther's spoiling John Cena's last match, though. If you wanted to go that, oh man, would that just be? That would be so Gunther. That'd be a Gunther.
It would be a Gunther thing, and if they want to do it that way, that's fine. I see Gunther getting a pin. John Cena sitting up, shocked that he just lost to Gunther. Gunther rolling out of the ring. The whole crowd, the whole stadium standing up, chanting. Gunther goes up the ramp to the Titantron. Then everybody from Cena's past comes out and stands on top of that and gives him a standing O. I mean, that's the. Yeah. I mean,
it's gonna be a spectacle.
Yeah, we've watched enough pro wrestling. We know how this giveaway or go away is going to happen.
And Majin, he says LA Knight is a face, though. When he beats Cena, he'd get booed. If he beats Cena, he wouldn't have to beat Cena. Remember when Cena debuted, he lost to Kurt Angle, and it made him though, right? It made him like, oh, look at this guy's on the map. I think LA Knight just getting that spot says enough. That's where I kind of think where the disconnect is. Like, I'm not saying the person that got the spot has to beat him. I think the person that just gets John Cena's last match, we're saying this guy is the future, or this guy, because the whole show is centered around NXT versus WWE main roster talent. And then we have the Cena Gunther match.
Yeah, and I tell you, speaking of that, let's go down another rabbit hole.
Oh wait, you guys have a graphic for that too. You guys have everything.
We have everything.
Rabbit hole. By the way, I totally spelled rabbit wrong once. At the end of it,
I did not see Obafemi beating Ricky Saints.
Yeah, Cody's boy.
Well, because the winner goes against Cody on Saturday night's main event, and I really thought I just like, well, that's the case, like. Ricky Saints is going to go over, and we're going to get Ricky Saints and Cody, which we all know the history there. Yeah. You know, they're best friends.
I used to joke that Ricky couldn't get booked in AEW because he was attached to Cody's hip. Because every time you looked up, Ricky was at some WWE show supporting Cody, which I'm not knocking. I just thought it was funny that he's like, I don't know why they don't want me in their promotion.
Well, he went a whole year under contract, and they never used him.
Nope, for sure.
So there was something there, but whatever. It is what it is. But, I really thought we would see Ricky Saints versus Cody. And really, I could see the reason they're doing that is Cody saying, hey, look, I want to take this guy onto this card. This card is a special card, okay? It's John Cena's last match.
Yeah, all eyes are going to be on this card.
We've been promoting this card for 12 months, and I'm going to take this guy, and we're gonna do a match on this card, and here we go. So I really thought that was going to happen. Now we're going to get obviously Cody Rhodes and Obafemi, which I'm kind of interested to see that too. I'm not going to lie. I think that's two contrasting styles of professional wrestling, and we're going to see it.
I think we might see Ricky get involved because the way that ended on Saturday night, you just could see Ricky was not. He was like, he's like, oh shit, I screwed this up, and I think he's going to go back after Oba. I was shocked that they gave Oba the rub there too. Cody and Oba. I'm interested to see how they play it. If they play it straight, like would Cody do the job for Oba? Probably not. No. So it's interesting there. But yeah, and Majin says that they have to beat Cena. Do they? I mean, listen. I am not disagreeing with the notion that if you're leaving, you should go out on your back. I don't think that that's wrong, but I will say Cena's taken quite a few L's this retirement tour. You know what I mean? Like, does he need to take one more? Do we need to get him to his last two matches? He's taken an L. I don't know. it's just the way that they've booked this whole year has been a lot more shocking Cena losing moments or things that were a little questionable. This is almost like a slam dunk no-brainer. He just goes out on top. Everybody, like you said, he gets one last match in him and he beats Gunther, and then he just he walks into the sunset as a winner. I don't know. It is tradition, Masha, but tradition is never. We're 2020 for 2025. Tradition means absolutely no. You know what's tradition? When you don't make the playoffs, you play your bowl game. That's tradition. Sorry, I'm a little salty today.
You are. That's fine.
No,
that's fine.
I mean, Sting won his last match,
which I predicted against, and that's okay.
But what did you predict against me?
A lot. A lot. like 90% of the fucking card I predicted against you.
Predicted wrong.
I mean, you threw a Hail Mary and it obviously connected.
What are you talking about? I clearly know what I'm talking about.
But when you talk about tradition, I don't know, it's not that. And I grew up early in my wrestling fandom. I grew up in the late end of the territories, right?
Oh man, I don't know about that, Masha. But go on. You grew up in the territories. We've talked about that too.
It was towards the end of it. I was mid 80s to early 90s. It was the end of the territories, yeah. and that's the way it worked. Well, those days are gone. I know that's the way we've been, trained to listen. So the tradition now is, yes, you're correct, Majin. That's the tradition. You're leaving. You put the next guy over, you ride off into the sunset. But it's not that way anymore. We're different.
Yeah, we're built different now. And now it's gone through though. So Gunther beating John Cena is not far fetched. I'm not saying that it's not going to happen. I just think there is this inkling of John Cena, your greatest of all time, just goes out on top. And that headline writes itself. The Never Seen 17 goes out with one more win and rides off into the sunset. It happens in sports all the time. You have to understand too, wrestling, they're more sports based now. John Elway wins a Super Bowl and retires, right? It's not the the end of the world. If he were to win, I wouldn't be happy. And you don't think, and he says that Sting is more over and respected than Cena. Ooh. And listen, you say, and I don't. Cena has plenty of haters, always has. I haven't seen a single person who hates the Stinger. Now, do you mean in story? Because Cena has Cena sucks. Let's go Cena chance, but that's in kayfabe. But that's also they booked him as Super Cena. I don't hear a lot of people being like Cena's a piece of shit. I mean, listen, he's not the greatest partner in the world, according to Total Bellas. Believe you me, I still go on that rant from time to time.
Dude, he has the world record on freaking Make-A-Wish.
Yeah, he does. Right. So I'm saying, and Tony Khan, I don't know. Sting lost his match, I think, in WWE. His last match in WWE. I think Rollins hurt him though, and they wouldn't clear him. So.
Rollins threw him in the barrier,
the buckle, and messed his neck up. But either way, I think it's not necessarily a bad thing that we're sitting here 6 days out because it's happening on Saturday. Going, I don't know if he's going to win or lose because old WWE had been a foregone conclusion that he was going to go out on his back because, like you said, tradition way back in the day. But now we're like, hey. It's John Cena. This is a different... Listen, when's the last time we had a 12-month retirement tour for any wrestler? When's the next time we're going to have that? This is a different anomaly. This is a whole different... this whole year, 2025, you could throw it out. Not throw it out the window, but it's an anomaly in WWE. A lot of the decisions they're making are based around this retirement tour, and for better or for worse, we're stuck in it until the 13th.
Well, one thing that came out this week, it was a snippet of him doing a podcast saying, I went to WWE saying, all right, this is my last year. Give me a bus. I want 220 dates. They came back and said, we need you for 36.
He said he wanted 220 dates. Woo.
Yeah. He literally, he said that, look, give me a bus. I will put everything on hold in my life. I will do a full WWE schedule. Give me, 220 dates. And they look back at him. We need you for 36 dates.
Yeah, I'm sure that they managed. Listen, I'm sure he shot for the moon and they negotiated it down in real life, right? You know what I mean? I'm sure he says that. It sounds great. That sounds great in a podcast, Shep. Yeah, no, I wanted to do the full run, but we all know that wasn't realistic. And we also know if he did 220 dates, then we'd go, it takes away from the, it's the last time he's going to be in Boston. This is the last, you know what I mean? Because it's he'll be there for 3 days instead. So I'm sure they negotiated down to a number that made sense for WWE and for him. But I can tell you that they have done some things that I don't think that they would normally do if he wasn't retiring.
So I know we've been talking about this for the last 20 minutes. So I say he goes out on top. You?
Okay. I also think he goes out on top. I would not be shocked if he did lose, though, because it is Gunther. But I do think that there's a world in which he pulls it out. He pulls out a win, and then he just he digs deep one last time, and he's like, and then I hope to all fuck it is a straight one-on-one, not a bunch of shenanigans match. Not that I haven't enjoyed the Judgment Day thing at Survivor Series was dope. I just want it Cena, Gunther, and Cena just pulls out all the stops, and if he sneaks out a win. So right. Majin says he got Peacemaker and other shit going on, Shep. There ain't no way he'd do all the dates. That's true. But like I said, that's something you say. That's something you just say. I do 365 days for this company. That's how much I love it. But realistically, we know the money had to be right, I'm sure, because he had to put all that other stuff on hold. And we are at the final week of John Cena's in-ring wrestling career.
Yes. The little hero of R-Truth.
Yeah, R-Truth's childhood hero.
R-Truth. Childhood
hero, John Cena.
R-Truth is only 8 years or 9 years older than him, but that's okay. His childhood hero.
I will tell you this. If you want to get traction on a social media post about R-Truth and his childhood hero, John Cena, people that don't he's older. How did you not realize he's older than John? Obviously, you're not paying attention to the product, guys, because I get yelled at a lot when I bring that up. Well, Shep, what else do you want to talk about? Is there anything else on your mind, or is this?
I don't. I think you and I went for an hour and 15 minutes, and I think we did a hell of a job. Majin, I found out Majin hates John Cena in the comments, so.
He'll be happy to see him go. Mrs. Pluggo is also happy to see John Cena go because she's a Nikki Bella fan.
Oh well.
He did her dirty.
Let's go down a rabbit hole here.
Sure.
How about that? So back in the day on Total Divas, how scripted was that shit?
Oh, I'm sure. Listen,
and we're talking professional wrestling, okay? But how scripted was that to make John Cena look like a total unlivable douchebag?
Listen,
you have this as your girlfriend who dresses up as the naughty nurse, and you still fucking shut her out.
Listen, I think all reality TV is scripted to some extent, but I also know that there is definitely some truth into that, and I 1,000% see John Cena being like, Nikki, I can't believe you used to sink in the kitchen to do dishes. That's not what my house is for.
How do you not come to the table in a shirt and tie?
Whether it's scripted or not, that made a lasting impression with Total Divas, Total Bellas fans. So, I should say the last time he cared about John Cena was he was a vanilla white boy rapper. So the Doctor of Thug, he's up here somewhere. Doctor of Thugonomics.
You got a Doctor of Thugonomics up there?
I do have a doctor. Oh yeah, right here. I got the Cena. He's got the ball cap on, the Thug Life Nux.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, I got that. I got that one. and I also have the farewell Funko they put out just to have it. I got some stuff up there. I got some Funkos up there. Those are 2 deep too.
Nice.
I get them for really good deals. I don't ever really buy anything full price, but I got a bunch. I got an Eddie and a razor the other day for $4. I was like, that'll look good on the shelf. But my trinkets and toys collection is a conversation for another day. Shep, I don't know what you guys do to close this thing out. Do you promote? I'm assuming Tanner or Paul. Paul does the promotion. What happens when they're not here? What do we have to promote?
Hey, thanks for listening, everybody. When we promote, listen to us on all of your social media platforms at Kicking Out Podcast. Go to kickingoutshop.com, I think it is. I don't even know.
Oh, no.
Yeah, kickingoutshop.com or Pro Wrestling Tees. We have some designs on there. Go out there, support us, buy a coffee mug, buy a t-shirt, buy a hoodie, buy whatever the hell you want.
There you go. At Kicking Out Pod on all social media platforms.
There we go. Yeah, please
I found that.
Us. We're a bunch of jackalopes, and we love everybody. Follow me on all the social media at the Shep27. Follow Tanner at Tanner loves
Tanner Lee 9092, I think. And
Tanner Lee loves a bunch of stupid shit. Purdue is one of them.
Yeah, they got blasted by 30 points last night. God. Suck on that, Tanner. IU Hoosiers are football champs, and the basketball team from Purdue got dropped.
It was a bad day for Indiana basketball, period. Purdue or IU.
Don't follow Shep. He's a useless. Damn, you get just blasted, bro.
That's okay. Hey, I like to
follow us at the Kicking Out Podcast.
Majin, do you even actually follow me on anything? That's an honest question.
Listen, Majin makes a great point. I'm the champ. I can promote B2B, which Majin, show up Thursday night, 8 p.m. between two beers. We're going to talk more about Saturday night's main event and John Cena, and we have a very special guest making their debut. You'll have to stay tuned to socials when we announce it. I just finalized that before this show. So lock that in. And then I'm Pluggo. You can find me on all social media platforms. You can follow me on 4 Exposure Pod as well, where we talk independent wrestling on Saturdays. All of my work is up on Love Wrestling CA as well.
All right. I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you guys letting me guest host and hang out in your house. I got to remember that I'm running the show because apparently I found out literally 20 minutes before the show that you don't know how to do any of this.
I don't know.
So let me kick the outro. Thank you guys for watching. Suck it, Tanner. Suck it, Paul. Show up to work, you bums.
Peace out.
Oh, wait. No. Peace out. There it is. Okay, got it.
Goodbye and good night. Bang. This is where I say goodbye and good night. Bang.